This is Christopher Clark, Town Administrator for the Town of Harwich. I wanted to talk about a couple things today just to kind of give people a little bit of a sense for how things happen and how things work. One of the things that's transpired over the last month or so has been we've had two departures, actually more than that, but basically two departures in our Council on Aging. And I just wanted to kind of walk through a little bit to kind of make sure that people understand what's transpired and to put an end, if you would, or maybe not an end, but to try to slow down any rumors or innuendo. First, we had Gail Barnes, the administrator or the administrative assistant in that operation, had given notice of that she wanted to retire. Gail was very open with us and had provided us with a great opportunity to be able to recruit somebody and have a little bit of overlap. So Gail was with us for well over 15 years, and she decided to retire and move on. So that makes a lot of sense. Certain people hit that cycle where they seek to enter into retirement. Then we had kind of almost, not necessarily simultaneously, but towards after Gail had given her notice, we were able to post the notice and begin the recruitment. Barbara Ann Foley had happened upon an opportunity to engage in a different business activity. So Barbara Ann wanted to pursue that, and that other activity that she decided to pursue had some business elements to it. So she had to depart based upon the transition into a new profession. And unfortunately, both of those things happened to converge, where Gail had given us really, I think, 60 to 90 days of notice that Barbara Ann, because of the circumstances of the change and the timing of it, was only able to give us about 3 weeks. So they both departed the organization within a day of each other. I think one went on a Friday, the other went on a Monday. So, sometimes in organizations you have those transitions. We have 22 different departments that we operate here in the town, and one of those of which obviously is the Council on Aging. So under the charter, and I knew this when I had signed up with the community, that the charter has language in it that in the absence of a department head, it falls to the administrator to fill in those absences. So I decided in my time here, I've been here for over 3.5 years at this stage, and I had filled in for almost a full year, believe it or not, for the water superintendent. So I was a little hesitant about going down to the Council on Aging. But as an administrator, I kind of like the charter element because it gives the administrator the opportunity to see what it's like for some of the department heads to work in their environment. So I decided to fill in myself. I've had other assistants who have done some of the fill-in work where I think it's appropriate. But this time I decided to get down. So we are in the process of recruiting for a Council on Aging director. It just so happens around the time that this is being aired that the applications are due in. So we are in the process. My hope is to have somebody on for early fall, so all in total it would be about 2 months from start to finish, in which we've got the ads out, and we'll do the recruitment process, do the interviews, and hopefully we will select one good candidate. I think just one thing that if people do, they're more than welcome to email me or to call into the office that here's an opportunity to see how did Barbara Ann Foley and how did that operation work, and what are some of the skills that people thought Barbara Ann brought to the table, and what are some skills that maybe it's an opportunity to try to enhance. So I do think that the Council on Aging director, what I've seen so far and some of the comments that I've received from people is that, care, compassion are major components. We're dealing with in some ways, a very vital, but in some ways also kind of a fragile population. So we want to make sure that we have the ability to reach out and address programs for a wide variety of interests and concerns that people have. So we are looking for a person that will be have a good level of care, compassion. I think someone that has some skill sets with elder affairs, understanding what the aging process and some of the concerns that the aging process brings out, transportation, understanding that, and really some good management skills. I think management skills from two perspectives, as I've seen. There are 4 to 5 full and part-time staff that are down there, and then numerous volunteers help to make the Council on Aging work. So I think that having somebody with some management experience to be able to kind of coordinate the human resources part and also the program part is going to be kind of key to a successful transition. So in terms of Gail Barnes and her departure, we have been able to, we have a union requirement that we internally post. We had 2 people from other departments that were interested in making the transition down. And Marie Carlson, who previously worked in our community development department and did a lot of work at the front window, had decided to move down. Marie has some experience previous to her experience in the building department and with the town, working in other areas such as education and in health, so physical fitness. So I think that Marie will be a good addition. We were able, because Gail had given us sufficient time, able to recruit somebody during that time that we knew, and there was a little bit of overlap. So she had some opportunity for some orientation and training. So I believe that the Council on Aging, it's my hope that within the next 30 to 60 days, we will have somebody on board, and the disruption that was created at the end of the fiscal year, end of June to July, will be coming to a close. So I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of an insight into what happens during some parts of transition when we have a department head depart the organization, and what's the process that we use to fill it. So hopefully at one of these next editions, we'll be able to introduce the new department head to the community, and maybe I'll even do have a guest and introduce him or her to the community through this forum. So once again, thank you for your time and attention. I appreciate Caleb and his efforts to film these, and he has given me the high sign that we're about 8 minutes, so that will probably wrap us up for today. Again, Christopher Clark, thank you for your time and attention.